I remember when I first started my YouTube channel and I didn't really have a plan or any idea of what I was doing, but now I've had more experience and I've learned lots of things throughout my journey that I wish I could have applied earlier. So here are 9 things I wish I knew before starting my YouTube channel. So firstly, no one cares. Everyone is busy with their own lives and no one really cares about what you're doing in your videos. Like, everyone puts themselves in the center of the universe and there's 8 billion people in the world who all put themselves in the center. So not much people are going to be thinking about what your videos are what they think about your videos. And also, like, if you're worried about like friends and family seeing your videos as I was, the videos aren't aimed at them and you're not making videos for the sake of your friend and family. You're making videos to like help provide values for others or to improve your own personal skills. So like when I first started, I was really scared of I had a fear of judgment. I was scared of what my friends or like other family would think about my videos. And like I remember when I put out my first YouTube video, I went into school and I couldn't look anyone in the eye because I was scared if they had seen my video and what they would think of it. But my video only had a few views and it's very unlikely that the people in my school would have even seen it, which shows that lots of fears imagined and you can overcome it by having an inner judgment system. So furthermore, lots of videos on YouTube are not actually free, because although people are not paying with money, they're paying with their time and their attention, which is more valuable than money. So if your videos has no views, then it means that it's not because the algorithm is being unfair, which many people might think, because the algorithm favors everyone equally. It's because the video is not worth watching and it has to provide value for people to actually watch the whole thing and for it to get views. So, and also you shouldn't overthink putting out videos and you should just start. Secondly, there's 2 approaches to starting a YouTube channel. First is the archaeologist, which tries different ideas and experiments with them. And eventually something good happens, like one type of video gets loads of views and blows up. And then they can build on that and continue making lots of videos about similar topics or what they made that was really like viral. And for example, when I first started my YouTube channel, I started doing this. I made different book reviews and how to increase confidence, why screen time is bad, and this video, 9 things I wish I knew before starting my YouTube channel. And eventually when I find a good one, I'm going to continue doing it. And the architect already does all of the research of what would succeed, which videos would go viral, which types of videos really good, and they plan their strategy before, putting it on a blueprint. And only when they have all of the information, they will give it to someone else and then eventually make the video the perfect video that will go viral. So but the only problem with the architect is that you might spend too much time planning out all of the information, especially if you're new to YouTube. Then you'll never actually start making the video and putting it into action. So the vast majority of newer channels should probably start at the archaeologist, and over time you'll figure out what topics you enjoy making videos about or which type of video is popular and figure out what you want to do. Secondly is supply and demand. So the more supply and the higher the bar is, so the higher quality you have to make your videos. If there's lots of supply and lots of demand, you have to make better quality videos for people to watch. However, if there's little supply but high demand, then the bar would be quite low, because you can have low quality videos and people will still watch them because there's still a high demand but not enough videos. And to go through this, you either improve your quality or you change your topic so you're not competing in a saturated niche and there's not much videos about the same topic you're doing, which will also help you get more views. Fourthly is thinking in systems. So it's exhausting to think about one video at a time. Like, so think of it, YouTube, as like a business, especially like if you're trying to monetize YouTube, then it's like a business as well. And so you can build a repeatable process and plan ahead so it can be consistent, and you don't have to think of every topic separately. For example, like my sister is currently like learning lots of instruments. She's learning piano, violin, oboe, and it's really hard to keep track of all of these instruments at the same time. So my mom like made folders for each of the instruments so it's easier to keep track, which you can also do with like YouTube to think in systems. So like make folders of like your topics or thumbnails and like different ideas you have. Fifth is titles and thumbnails. So even if you have like the best content in the world, but you don't have a good title or thumbnail, it's not going to attract any viewers. So there's no opportunity to watch it if there's not like intriguing packaging that will make the viewer curious about what you have to say. So you should think about like many people make the mistake of spending like hours writing their script and researching about like the content of their video, but only decide to write the title and make this thumbnail like in the last few seconds before uploading it to YouTube, which like is a big mistake. So you should think about the title and thumbnail before like actually writing the video, and only start writing the video if you already have a good title idea or thumbnail for it, so that you can stand out. And also you should think about your target audience. So what do they want? For example, Mr. Beast's videos, they're targeted towards like younger like people, like children or teenagers. So he uses like very bright colors and like shocking facial expression in his videos, like really bold letters like £1 million giveaway. But for example, if you're talking about personal development like Ali or something, he will use like more neutral tones and make the thumbnail seem more professional, because his target audience are older people who already have more experience than just children, and they would be more interested in something like that. Sixth, you should think about the first 30 seconds, which is the second most important thing after the thumbnail. So studies have shown that 55% of people leave after the first 30 seconds. So you should front load all the effort, and like not all the effort, but like most of the effort into the first 30 seconds, so they see that you're actually like making efforts and you can provide value, so they'll stick around to see what you have to say next. Like especially like in your hook, you have to make the viewer curious about what you have to say, and like maybe even like put value into that. Yeah. So seventh is gear. So like when I first started YouTube, I thought I would never be able to compete with the other people who had like £10,000 like video cameras or like specialized filming devices. But many famous YouTubers just use their iPhone, especially if you're trying to make like a lifestyle like kind of like video, then it's more real if you use your iPhone than having like a professional setup carried around, so more people can relate to it. However, if you can afford like to have really good like filming like cameras, obviously it's good because it means you can stand out, which means you can level up your production value and have better quality videos. But for example, like there was this I saw on YouTube this like boy in Africa who was making videos, but he didn't have any like money to like afford any like fancy equipment. He just put his like phone on top of a fan and started filming, and he actually got like lots of views because like people were interested in what he had to say and stuff. And he was only using like a really like bad like iPhone 7 or like cheap phones. And also like Mr. Beast, when he first started out as well, he first started just filming videos on his phone in his car and just casually talking, and now he's like filming in a studio with professional equipment, which shows that you can start from just filming from an iPhone. Eighth, you need to find your unfair advantage. So your unfair advantage is something difficult or impossible for someone else to replicate. For example, like Ali, he's like a medical student at Cambridge, and already there's very few people who have gone to Cambridge, and even fewer people who are a medical student at Cambridge. So he decided to like find his domain of video making to like fit with his advantage. He first started making videos, like music videos about him playing the guitar, but there was nothing that he could stand out about. But then he started making videos about note taking or sharing his notes because he was a medical student there, which got him more views because it made him stand out from the majority of YouTubers of the same type who like don't have like access to that like education that he does. So you need to think, how will you stand out and what do you have that others don't? Like if you learned a new language, you can teach it to lots of people, and that will make you stand out if you know an extra language, because it's very difficult for somebody else to just suddenly learn the language and become as good at it as you are. Lastly is video editing. So outsource the video editing as soon as possible, because video editing, well, it's good to like when you start out you can edit it yourself and it's good to have that skill, but eventually like if when you grow, it frees up the time so you can learn more interesting information to share with your viewers, and that you can make more videos and make them better quality, so like better organize your information than if you had to spend all that time editing. So I'm going to put some of these like points in my future videos, and like I hope that it helped you a lot and you like take my advice when you start your YouTube channel. So thank you for listening. Bye.